Jefferson County Court Law number 2 is now in session. We have 2 dockets. One docket is titled the announcement docket. Second docket is the pretrial conference plea docket. First case on our announcement docket that we're calling is call number 319336. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Eric Paul Guidry. We have Eric Guidry appearing via Zoom. Mr. Guidry, how are you doing?
I'm good. Good morning.
Good morning. Mr. Guidry, you're here represented by your attorney who is also appearing by Zoom, Attorney James Macon. Attorney Macon, how are you doing?
Real good, Your Honor.
And
Good morning.
Good morning. And the state is represented by Attorney Ray Shearer. Attorney Shearer, how are you doing?
Doing good.
Mr. Macon, what is your announcement in Mr. Guidry's case?
Your Honor, we received an offer from the state yesterday. I have not had time to go over with Mr. Guidry. I would ask for a real short recess so that I may go over the offer with him, and I feel confident that this will be a plea.
Give us a reset date.
Reset date of 10/19.
Okay, this case is being reset to October 19th of
That'll be fine, Your Honor.
2022. Mr. Guidry, your attorney will be sent notice of your reset date. Your reset date is October 19th, 2022. Stay in contact with your attorney. This will conclude your case. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You too.
You are. Next case is Orlando Martinez. This is cause number 328880. Case is style the state of Texas versus Orlando Castillo Martinez. Mr. Martinez, is that your full name? Mr. Martinez, how are you doing? Good morning. I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Martinez, you're represented by your attorney, Mr. James Macon, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Macon, what is your announcement in Mr. Martinez's case?
Your Honor, on Mr. Martinez's case, we have all the written discovery, but we do not have. I would ask for a short reset so that I may obtain those and watch those with Mr. Martinez.
Okay, this case will also be reset to October 19th of 2022. Mr. Martinez, you're gonna get your reset here in court. Your case is reset to October 19th of 2022. Our court coordinator is gonna give you your reset. Once you get your reset from the court coordinator, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Please step over to our court coordinator. And Mr. Macon, your reset will be sent to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, and your next case is Brian Goldman. Is that Mr. Goldman on Zoom? I see Brian's tab A8.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Goldman, okay, we have 2 cases, cause number 326042 and cause number 326044. Both cases are style of state of Texas versus Brian Joseph Goldman. Mr. Goldman, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Goldman?
Pretty good.
That's good. Mr. Goldman, you're represented by your attorney, Mr. James Macon. Mr. Macon, what is your announcement in Mr. Goldman's cases?
Your Honor, I would ask for another short reset. Mr. Goldman lives out of town, and he and I, with me having COVID, have not been able to get together to go over his offer and his case. The October date, Mr. Goldman, we could, for an announcement.
Okay, so this case is going to be reset to October 19th, 2022. Mr. Goldman, your attorney will be, and will be given notice of your reset. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. This will conclude your case. Your case is reset to October 19th, 2022. You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Your Honor.
And Mr. Macon, this will conclude your cases. You're free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
You too, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I need a tap. Joshua Hines. Court is in session and cause number 331-922. Case is style, State of Texas versus, is that Joshua Jeray Hines? How you doing, Mr. Hines? That's good, Mr. Hines. You're here represented by your attorney Kevin Lane. Attorney Lane, how you doing?
Fine, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Lane, what is your announcement in Mr. Hines' case?
Your Honor, we're gonna need one more announcement. I have requested the video. I haven't gotten that yet. We have all the other evidence. We have the offer from the state. I just want to go over the video with him, and I think that we're either going to plea or ask for a trial setting on the next.
Give us an announcement date.
October 23rd.
Okay, this case is reset to October 26th of 2022. Mr. Hines, your attorney is going to give you a reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. And Mr. Lane, you could sign for your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
And you have a blessed day as well. Jefferson County Court, law number 2 is back in session. Next case is cause number 330-820. Case is style of State of Texas versus Celso Martinez. We have Mr. Martinez who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Martinez, you can take your mic off of mute.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Martinez. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Martinez, you represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Joel Vasquez, Attorney Vasquez. How are you doing?
Good morning, Your Honor. Fine. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Vasquez, what is your announcement in Mr. Martinez's case?
Judge, could we have another Mr. Martinez's case? And I believe we can resolve it when we come back to court.
Okay, give us a reset.
October 26th.
Okay, this case will be reset to October 26th of 2022. Mr. Martinez, your case is being reset to October 26th, 2022. Your attorney and your bondsman will be sent notice of your reset date. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Vasquez, I think that this is your only case. Your reset will be sent to you. You're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Your Honor.
Your
You
Honor.
too.
Okay,
You have a good one.
all right, thank you. Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. Next case is files number 330942. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Desiree Margot Etheridge. Is that your full name, Ms. Etheridge?
Yes.
Ms. Etheridge, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Etheridge, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. Okay, Ms. Etheridge, you may put your hand down. And date that. Ms. Etheridge, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Marva Provo. Attorney Provo, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Your Honor.
That's good. And Ms. Provo, do you waive a record in Ms. Etheridge's case?
Yes, we do.
Okay, and Ms. Etheridge, did I ask you, how are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Etheridge, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information alleges, well, this information, first of all, was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. And this information alleges that on October 8th, or on or about October 8th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of failure to identify a fictitious name. Ms. Etheridge, do you understand what you've been charged with? And to this charge, Ms. Etheridge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Now, Ms. Etheridge, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Okay, now, Ms. Etheridge, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. Do you recognize this document? If the speaker. On page 2 of this same document, Ms. Etheridge, there's a set of initials that are on a line next to a box that's checked nolla contendere. Are these your initials on this line? On page 3 of this same document, Ms. Etheridge, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Ms. Etheridge, is this your signature? On the next document, Ms. Etheridge, that's titled Trial Court Certification. Wait, you didn't sign, check the boxes.
No.
All right, thank you. Now, Ms. Etheridge, on the next document, this next document is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Ms. Etheridge, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? There are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that? The second box states that you are waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that? I had a discovery certification. Now, Ms. Etheridge, I have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Okay. Needs to be dated. The day is the 3rd of August. Now, Ms. Etheridge, prior to signing and initialing all of these documents that I've just shown you, did your attorney go over these documents with you? And did you read and understand everything in these documents? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Ms. Etheridge, are you a U.S. citizen? State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment at Stage 2, probable cause affidavit, which is in the court's file. State, you like to offer States 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor, state would.
Any objections? No objection. States Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Ms. Provo, you've advised and counseled Ms. Etheridge. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Edridge, your attorney, Ms. Provo, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with her representation? Has she provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Ms. Edridge, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
And what is that agreement?
The agreement is for Ms. Etheridge to serve 6 months of deferred probation, pay a $200 fine, and do 24 hours of community service.
Ms. Etridge, the state is offering that you serve 6 months deferred adjudicated probation. During the 6-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $200 plus court costs of $307, which comes to a total of fine and court costs of $507. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. And you'll be required to reimburse Jefferson County, the court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. Now, your total monthly installments that you will be required to pay is $230. Will you be able to pay the $230 each month? Well, give me a affidavit of indigence. Oh, she's an automatic qualifier. That was in 2021. Ms. Provo, could you show this document to your client as an affidavit of indigence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Ms. Etridge, you see that document, affidavit of indigence, and I think it was signed by you in December of 2021, is that correct?
Mhm. Yes.
Now, in the column that talks about your monthly income and benefits that you may be receiving, is that still true and correct today, or has it changed?
It changed.
Okay, could you, Ms. Provo, y'all can have a seat at the table and you can make the necessary corrections on that form?
Okay.
Okay, court will be in recess on this case. Court is back in session in clause number 330942. The case is styled the State of Texas versus Desiree Margot Etheridge. We have Ms. Etheridge here with our attorney. Ms. Etheridge was previously sworn in. Ms. Etheridge entered a plea of no contest to the information that charges her with the Class B misdemeanor offense of failure to identify a fictitious name. And Ms. Etheridge is represented here by her attorney, Attorney Marvel Provo, who waived the record in this case. Ms. Etheridge acknowledged that her signature and initials were on State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. She also acknowledged that her signature were on the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal and the discovery certification. Ms. Etheridge also acknowledged that she was a U.S. citizen. Ms. Provo said that there was no evidence that Ms. Etheridge is incompetent to stand trial, and Ms. Etheridge stated that she was satisfied with the representation of her attorney who provided fully effective and competent legal representation. The court accepted Ms. Etheridge's plea of no contest. The court found that Ms. Etheridge was mentally competent to stand trial, that her plea was freely and voluntarily given, and that there was sufficient evidence to find her guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The state of Texas offered Ms. Etheridge 6 months deferred adjudicated probation, a $200 fine plus court costs, and 24 hours of community service. Now, the court is going to go back over the plea bargain as is stated in the deferred adjudication order. Ms. Etheridge, the court is offering that you serve 6 months deferred adjudicated probation. During the 6-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $200 plus court costs of $307, which comes to a total of $507. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month. You're now to pay $50 each month. And when asked, also you'll be required to reimburse Jefferson County the court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. Let me see that old judgment. And that Ms. Etheridge came to a total each month of $230 per month. Now, you had some hesitancy when asked whether or not you'll be able to pay the $230 per month. And so the court is reviewing your affidavit of indigence. It was initially filed on December 6th of 2021, and you have since updated it. And I have it before me. Ms. Etheridge, do you recognize this document? And Ms. Etheridge, is this your signature on this document? Now, Ms. Etheridge, did you read this document? Did you understand what you read? Is everything on this document, this affidavit of indigence, true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay, based on your responses to the questions in the affidavit of indigence, the court is going to find that you are indigent. And based on that finding, the court is going to convert your fine and court costs of $507 to 41 hours of community service. And the probation fee of $60 is going to be reduced to the statutory minimum of $25. So, Ms. Etheridge, your total monthly installments will be calculated by the probation office with that in mind, which means that it's going to be drastically reduced from the amount that you previously was told, $230. Okay. Now, you will also be required to perform 24 hours of community service. And that 24 hours of community service is your initial offer. The 41 hours would be in addition to the 24 hours of community service, which comes to a total of 65 hours of community service. You also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Ms. Edridge, do you understand the state's offer? And do you understand the adjustments that was made by the court pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure? That the court found that found you to be indigent, and the court is reducing or converting rather your fine and court costs to community service. Now, do you think that the state's offering the court's findings are fair and just? Do you think it's fair? And do you accept the state's offer? Okay, Ms. Etridge, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement with the findings of the court. Now, Ms. Etridge, if you successfully complete this deferred probation, this case will be dismissed. It would not result in a conviction on your record, and you may qualify for a non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney, Ms. Provo, about the non-disclosure because she's quite competent in those matters. Now, Ms. Edridge, you're gonna stand on the X to your left next to your attorney, and you're gonna follow the directions of our court clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. You're welcome. And Ms. Provo, you may be excused, and you have a blessed day as well.
And Ms. Stafford, can I get your right thumbprint on that blue light in front of you, please? Thank you. Use my other thumb.
Court is in session and calls number. Who's she? What is she, a translator or something?
Yes, she worked for me.
Okay. Okay, this is, clause number 329052, case of style of state of Texas versus Joel Espinoza. And we also have clause number 329640, case of style, case state of Texas versus Joel Espinoza. We have Joel Espinoza present before the court. And Mr. Espinoza, he speaks Spanish?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, and the person that you have here that works for you, ma'am, what's your name?
Patricia Garza.
Ms. Garza, would you please raise your hand, right hand? Ms. Garza, do you swear or affirm to interpret Spanish to English and English to Spanish to help you God? Okay, now, Ms. Garza, you may put your hand down. Now, Ms. Garza, have you translated before in a court?
I know.
You have? Okay, have you translated a few or many times?
A few times.
Okay, she said a few times, one time, two times,
20 times.
20?
Yeah.
So you translated many times?
Yeah.
Okay, now, the court is going to allow Ms. Espinoza to translate for is going to allow Ms. Garza to translate for Mr. Espinoza. Now, let me do this here. Is Mr. Espinoza a United States citizen?
No, sir, he's a resident.
Okay. You give me that orange tablet up there? Okay, I think we could do it in Spanish. Ask Mr. Espinoza, what country is he from?
He's a Cuban. He's Cuban. He's in Cuba.
Okay, Cuba is not on the list. Okay. Now, I have two forms here.
Okay.
I have one form. One is in English, one is in Spanish.
Okay.
And the form is it's titled for all foreign nationals except those from mandatory notification countries.
Mhm.
And basically, I can give you the form in Spanish so that she can go over it, and he has to make a choice as to whether or not he wants us to notify his consular office at. Okay, this is a requirement.
Okay.
Okay, let me get this here. Oops, is this my last one? No,
Okay.
that's in Spanish, so she can go over it. So I'll just take a few minutes. Y'all can have a seat at that table right there,
Okay.
and y'all can go over it, and then we'll call you back up.
Okay, Judge, may I tell the court the reason for the approach, though?
Yeah, I mean, but we'll get to that,
Okay,
but we need to see what his choice is going to be.
okay, all right, thank you.
Okay. Oh, the court is back in session. In clause number 329052 and clause number 329640, both cases are styled of State of Texas versus Joel Espinoza. Mr. Espinoza, I have before me a document that is titled for all foreign nationals except those from mandatory notification countries.
Tengo un documento que tengo. Vamos a ver aquí.
Do you recognize this document?
¿Conoce este documento?
Yes. And Mr. Espinoza, the last sentence in English says, do you want us to notify your consular officers at this time? And it's circled no. Is that correct?
Dice que no quiere que notifique. No, that's my name, I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying right here, there's a, here the circle, yes or no.
Okay, well,
Okay.
yeah.
The P is right.
Forever my-
Here's the circle, yes or no.
Sí, 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 que no van a decir que sí. Dice que no, usted quiere que sí lo notifique. Dice que no.
Oh, okay.
You circled it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Espinoza, no, so he circled yes?
Yes.
So he wants us to contact his consular officers. Is that correct?
Usted quiere que los contacte y le pase cualquier cosa. ¿No? Yes.
Okay. Now, let's see, we had his phone. Okay. And now, Mr. Espinoza, is this your signature on this document?
¿Con el final de su firma en ese documento? Yes.
Prior to signing this document, did the translator, Ms. Patricia Garza, go over this document with you?
Antes de que haya firmado el documento, Patricia Garza fue y me explicó lo que dice en este documento. Yes.
And did you understand everything that, well, did you understand everything that Ms. Garza went over?
¿Entiende todo lo que yo le expliqué?
Yes.
Now, this document is in Spanish, and did you also read and understand everything in this document?
Dice este documento está en español. También lo leyó y entendió todo lo que dice el documento.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's gonna go in this file. We're gonna have to put the clause number, the two clause numbers at the top. Now, Mr. Espinoza, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Justice Ajay. Attorney Ajay, how are you doing?
Fine, Judge, I'm doing fine.
And Attorney Ajay, what is your announcement in this case?
Judge, prior to us approaching, I talked to the prosecutor in this case, and he recommended that we approach and request a reset.
Reset, okay,
Yes, sir. Give him some time to visit with the complaining witness.
okay.
Digo que habló con el fiscal y que el camino que van a mandar una fecha nueva de corte para que vengan a
Okay, give us a reset date.
October 26th.
Okay, this case is gonna be reset to October 26th of 2022.
Para el 26 de octubre del 2022.
At 9:30, Judge?
Yeah, hold on a minute. I just thought of something. Yeah, at 9 o'clock.
Oh, no, no.
Yeah. Let's do this here. Let me, you know what? Yeah, our court coordinator is gonna get your reset, cases reset to October 26, 2022.
Yes, sir.
And, all right. And then, once you get your reset, just have a seat. I need to check into something right quick.
Okay, all right. Thank you, sir.
No. Next case is cause number 329622, case to style the state of Texas versus Jason Bernard Holmes. Holmes, would you please come forward? Yes. Okay, so let's share one. Go to the session of cause number 329622. Case to style the state of Texas versus Jason Bernard Holmes. Mr. Holmes, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Holmes, do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Holmes, you may put your hand out. How you doing, Mr. Holmes?
A little tired, but I'm all right. I'll make it.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, Mr. Holmes, just for the record, you and I, as far as we know, we're not related or anything, right?
No, sir. Not.
Okay, okay. Now, Mr. Holmes, you're here represented by your attorney, Quentin Brooker. Brooker. How you doing, Mr. Brooker?
Doing well, Judge. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Now, Mr. Brooker, do you waive a record in Mr. Holmes' case?
We do, Judge.
Mr. Holmes, I have before me an information that was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This information alleges that on or about March 17th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Mr. Holmes, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And this charge, Mr. Holmes, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Holmes, I also have before me a document that is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishments. Okay. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, Mr. Holmes, there are a set of initials. The initials are JBH, and they are on a line next to a box that's checked nola contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On the next page of the same document, Mr. Holmes, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document, that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
There are two boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Mr. Holmes, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Holmes, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir. He did.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir. I did read and understand.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Holmes, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir. I am.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and State's Exhibit number 2, the probable cause affidavit. State, you like to offer States 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objections, Judge.
No objections. State's Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Brocker, you've advised and counseled Mr. Holmes. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, sir.
Mr. Holmes, your attorney Brocker has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir. I am.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir. He has.
Mr. Holmes, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
And what is that agreement?
The agreement is for Mr. Holmes to receive 12 months deferred probation, pay $800 fine, do 40 hours of community service, and we are going to require an interlock.
And, okay. And with the standard terms of DWI probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, this offense occurred after September 1 of 2019. Mr. Holmes, do you hold a commercial driver's license?
No, sir, but I do hold a engineer and conductor certification for the railroad.
Okay, that's not on here. It's just,
Yeah, that's not going to be applicable. to
Yeah.
state law.
and what was his BAC?
I believe it was .12.
Do we know? Do you have,
I
could you look
did
at?
have it pulled up and checked that a while ago. Let me pull that up and check it real quick here. Yeah. Yes, Your Honor, it was 0.120.
Okay. Now, Mr. Holmes, the state is offering that you serve 12 months deferred adjudicated probation. During the 12-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $800 plus court costs of $422, which comes to a total of fine and court costs of $1,222. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, or your analysis fee of $15 each month. You'll also be required to pay Jefferson County DWI education class an initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you're on probation, is $190 a month. Will you be able to pay the $190 each month?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm uncertain because I don't know what my job is gonna say, but if I could just pay it all today.
I mean,
pay it
yeah,
all
I mean,
today, that way. if
you
I
can
lose
pay
my
it today,
job,
I
it'll be
mean,
done.
yeah, I mean, yeah. This doesn't stop you from paying it all up front.
Okay,
Oh, if that's the question. My question was, I was just wanting to see, I was just trying to see whether or not you'll be able to pay it at all, like each month. But you saying you can pay it all at one time?
yeah, because I'm not sure what my job is gonna be.
Okay, well,
I
if,
might
yeah,
be able to pay it then. but,
Yeah. okay, okay. So now this doesn't stop you from paying it all up front.
Okay.
All right. Now, you'll also be required to perform 40 hours of community service. You'll have to attend and complete a DWI education class and have a drug and alcohol assessment. And you will be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. Do you, also you'll be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of probation. Now, Mr. Holmes, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir, I did.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
I believe so.
Okay, and do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Holmes, the court is going to follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Holmes, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It will not appear on your record as a conviction, and you may qualify for a non-disclosure. And you can talk to your attorney, Mr. Brocker, about the non-disclosure because he's Mr. Brooker. Right? Mr.
Yes, sir.
Brooker, about the non-disclosure because he's quite competent in those matters. Now, Mr. Holmes, you're gonna stand on the X next to your attorney. You're gonna follow the directions of our clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you're welcome. And Mr. Brooker, you have a blessed day as well.
Thank you. You too, sir.
All right.
Mr. Holmes, can I get your right print on that blue light in front of you, please?
Andre Rodriguez, please come forward. Court is in session and calls number 330206, case is style of state of Texas versus Andre Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez, is that your full name? How you doing, Mr. Rodriguez? That's good, Mr. Rodriguez. You represented in this case by your attorney Todd LeBlanc, who's appearing via Zoom. Mr. LeBlanc, how are you doing?
Good, Judge. Thanks for asking.
Mr. LeBlanc, what is your announcement in Mr. Rodriguez's case?
Judge, my notes are that he was offered anger management in this case, and I don't know if he's completed that or if he's.
Mr. Rodriguez, have you completed anger management? Have you started anger management?
I'll try to get in contact.
Okay, he said he hadn't he hadn't been able to get in contact with, I guess, whoever he needs to get in contact with. So what we're gonna do is reset this case. And we can see whether or not one of the prosecutors can give him the name of the person that he needs to contact to get into anger management. Okay, so give us a reset.
Okay, Judge.
Okay, this case is gonna be reset October 26th of 2022. Give Mr. Rodriguez an opportunity to get into anger management. Mr. Rodriguez, you can pick up your reset from our court coordinators. Once you get your reset, just have a seat. Let's see if we can get that information to you. And once you get that information, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. LeBlanc, your reset will be sent to you. You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you too, Judge.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Macy, I think on Dankins, we're gonna have that competency trial.
Your Honor, was that, well, I know that, I mean, were we gonna do that today or?
Unless you
I
want to
mean-
do it, you want to do it on a different date. I mean,
No, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
time
it
is-
was, I'm sorry, what?
I was getting ready to say the time is ticking on this case.
Oh, I know.
Um,
You know, Dr. Crepon, you know, found what he found, so I don't know what else we can do.
Okay, so we just need to have a hearing. Just hold on a minute. And we have a couple of other cases that we can go ahead on and dispose of right quick before we do
That's
that.
fine. I just so the court's aware, I have a MRI scheduled for this afternoon, but I guess we won't take that long anyway.
I shouldn't take that long. Okay,
Okay.
all right. Court is in session and calls numbers 331-274, calls number 331-276. Both cases are style of state of Texas versus Darian Broussard. Mr. Broussard, your full name is Darian Jermaine Broussard. How are you doing, Mr. Broussard? That's good. Now, Mr. Broussard, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Tom Burbank, who is appearing via Zoom. Attorney Burbank, how are you doing?
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Burbank, what is your announcement in Mr. Broussard's cases?
Your Honor, we have a tentative agreement that was offered to me yesterday by the prosecutor. The only question that we have is whether or not it will be deferred or regular. I would ask that we place this immediately on a plea docket. So we can take care of it and have Mr. Broussard give me a call.
Okay.
The cases are evading, isn't it, and UCW?
Yes,
Yes, Your Honor.
that's
I
correct.
just, and it was whether it was regular or deferred probation.
Okay.
To the court.
Mr. Broussard, your case is being reset to October 26th of 2022 for a plea. Your attorney and your bondsman will be given notice of your reset date. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. Before you leave here today, our court coordinator will give you a reset, and you can step over to her on the 4X, get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman.
And I'm going to try to get that in within the next week or two, Your Honor, so we
Okay.
can take care of Mr. Bruce.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Next
sir.
case is Alfonso Vasquez. Mr. Vasquez, would you please come forward? Mr. Vasquez has 4 cases. First case is cause number 322358. Second case is 325966. Third case is cause number 331522. And the fourth case is cause number 331524. All 4 cases are styled the state of Texas versus Alfonso Vasquez. Mr. Vasquez, is that your full name? How you doing, Mr. Vasquez? Trying to make it? Just hang in there. Now, Mr. Vasquez, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Tom Burbank. Attorney Burbank, what is your announcement in Mr. Vasquez cases?
Your Honor, again, yesterday I received a new offer from the state. Originally, it was probation. They have now turned it or have changed it to a jail time offer. So we ask that this be placed on the trial docket so that I guess we'll have to try it. No one wants to go to jail.
Okay, what's the reset date?
November 7th.
Okay, this case is gonna be reset to November 7th of 2022. Mr. Vasquez, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. They will be given notice of your reset date. You will be given a copy of the reset here in court. You're gonna stand on the 4X in front of our court coordinator to get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. You're welcome. And Mr. Vasquez, not Mr. Vasquez, Mr. Burbank, your reset will be sent to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now, Mr. Burbank, we also have, is that Brandon Colton?
Yes,
Could you
Your
please
Honor.
give the name of Brandon Colton? Brandon Colton's name was just called again by the court's bailiff. The time now is 10:33 a.m. on the day's date. Brandon Colton was scheduled to be in court for the announcement docket at 9 a.m. At or about 9 a.m., the court's bailiff called the name of Brandon Colton. Brandon Colton did not answer. Brandon Colton has not appeared in court since the court has been in session on these 3 cases, which are cause number 326114, cause number 326116, and cause number 330978. A reasonable time has passed to give Mrs. Colton an opportunity to appear in court. She has not appeared in court. State, do you have a motion?
Yes, Your Honor, statement for bond forfeiture.
That motion will be granted in each case. Ms.
Your Honor,
Brandon-
if I may address the court.
Okay.
I thought she was, I thought she was going to be there. This we were actually set to be in felony court. I'm wondering whether or not she's not over in CDC. The other day, yesterday or Monday, they reset the felony. So she may be sitting over in CDC. I'm going to try to get a hold of her right now. There is an offer from the state on the felony that is supposed to take care of all the misdemeanors. So if you would just hold it for a second, Judge, I'm going to go offline and try to find out where she's at.
State, do you have any objections?
No, just no.
Okay, we'll hold.
Yeah, if you
All
would
right.
hold, Judge, because as I said, both the felony and the misdemeanor was supposed to be today, and we got word that the felony was reset, which it should have ended the case because it's just a restitution case. And
Okay,
then dismissal with all the misdemeanors too.
okay, we'll hold.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll be back in a minute.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
I'll be excused.
Yes, you may be excused.